Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. XRP is up 40% over the last 7 days. Pretty good for a dead old dino coin, right? I think that's not too shabby. I have perspective to share with you from 11 different XRP chart analysts. So this is going to be a very heavy XRP video, almost no talk of anything other than XRP. And you'll see that there's a recurring theme here, which is that every analyst under the sun says XRP is about to go absolutely ballistic. This is the moment. In fact, you'll see, and this is a quote that XRP is, the breakout is legit. But I'm seeing that literally from multiple analysts. And look, I don't know if they're right or wrong. I'm not pretending to be a chart guy. I'm just going to share with you perspective from a bunch of XRP chart analysts. But I will say that I don't ever, almost never, in the 7 years I've been in crypto now, I've almost never seen multiple analysts at the same time say, it looks like this is the real thing. So I'm not pretending to know if it is, but I want to share with you what's being said here from reputable analysts out here, because again, this is not the norm. And of course, given that it's happening at a time where Bitcoin, rather, leading the market, has already broken out, not surprising that this is so. XRP has never run to a new all-time high on its own. All sorts of coins are breaking out. We're not in alt season yet, so the best is yet ahead. I certainly suppose that's most probable here, but lots to talk about. Honestly, it's a really exciting time to be an XRP holder. It really is. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 4:17 p.m. Central Time, which is my time zone, on Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. XRP, as I record this, just a hair shy of 72 cents. The 24-hour high, 73.5 cents. That's big, folks. That is big. If you've been paying attention, you'll know that tons of analysts agree that a key resistance level of 64 or 65 or 66 cents, depending on who you're talking to, around there, that was a key point of resistance. And at least at this moment, we're well above that. The next level that I've seen cited is 75 cents. Above that, it's like, get ready for $1 plus. So we'll see if that indeed comes to pass. I'm just telling you what I've seen from analysts having tracked this literally every day for almost 7 years. Like, that's what I see. And this is, man. It's just, this is what makes it fun. These moments, this is what makes it really fun to be in crypto. Having skin in the game and then seeing that, having conviction, seeing the price rise, just that sort of, sort of certification, if you will, that you're not completely bananas, like the rest of the world does agree that it makes sense for this damn thing to rise. It's just satisfying. And that's not most of what it is to be in crypto. Mostly, there's not a ton of action. It's moving sideways or down, a little up, whatever. This is the time to be excited and have fun. So I encourage you to do that. You're not wrong for being excited at these moments. You were exactly right. And by the way, take a look at this. So if you actually, let me have this first. So the 24-hour high for Bitcoin, $89,818, all-time high, just like $81, or just over $80 actually, from $90,000. But if you went on Coinbase, you would have seen that, at least briefly, the all-time high for Bitcoin, it actually did hit $90,100. This was shared, the screen grab, by James Van Straten. He's the senior analyst over at CoinDesk. So I thought that was cool too, so I did want to mention that. But other than that, it's all XRP content here in this video. Buckle up. This is a good time here. Oh, by the way, so TechDev, I've been following this guy for, I don't know exactly how long, probably half a decade, plus or minus, probably plus if anything. He just shares data. I'm a huge fan because he literally just shares data. Sometimes he shares a little bit of perspective, but it's mostly just like, here it is. Here's what it's meant in the past. Take it for what it's worth. He does share some opinion here, though, but 474,000 followers for good reason here. He mentions XRP among other coins. So let me just read this to you. And I'm highlighting this first because I respect what he does. Just honestly, by the books type of guy in terms of just data. Here's what it is. So the way I'm wired, like, I appreciate that. I don't know that I've ever seen him specifically mention XRP. Maybe he has and I just don't recall it. But he does here. And so I was like, that's interesting. So here's the post. And this is from this afternoon. Bitcoin macro expansion price discovery. Dogecoin macro expansion from historic squeeze. XRP imminent macro expansion from historic squeeze. I'm going to pause right there. Not just macro expansion from historic squeeze. And so if you've been following, then you already know that XRP been coiling up for almost 7 years. Been almost 7 years since a new all-time high, right? And he's saying, yeah, not only is that the case, but it's an imminent break from here. He doesn't just say that stuff, folks. He doesn't just say that stuff. And again, I've never even, like, maybe I missed it, or maybe I even highlighted it and I just don't remember. But imminent macro expansion for XRP. And then he says others, so that would be the entire crypto asset class except for the top 10 coins by market cap. He says others beginning wave 3 markup after multi-month accumulation base retest. Equity markets in blow-off leg. Liquidity cycle macro reversal. If you were around in late 2016 / early 2017, this should all be very familiar. Now, this is just a matter of fact thing. It was never the case that it was reasonable to suppose that XRP would just, at some random point, just run to a new all-time high on its own. No, it goes when the rest of the market goes. But the reason that it's maintained its position in the top 10 coins by market cap is because utility does matter. People do value what it's capable of doing. It's like there's however many tens of thousands of coins. There are only 3 coins that have always been in the top 10 by market cap for their entire existence. That's Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP. That is it. There are no others. That's it. And so, you know, as there is money to invest in, there is a bullish sentiment overall. That gives XRP the opportunity to rise to these types of levels because it does make sense, because the fundamentals are in place. But it doesn't, when you're talking about the crazy runs, it's not probable to occur outside of a massive wave to the upside on a macro scale. There can be outliers for various coins, and I've seen them. It's not probable. But here we are, and this is happening right now. Take a look at this post from Chart Analyst 360 Trader. Now, I shared this the other day, but I have a couple things to add on to this, which is why I'm sharing it again. He said, you're tired of XRP because the Yeet Zealot's been bull posting every day for 3 years. But you can't deny the price pinch occurring here. It's 1,000 days long, lulling you to sleep. Now I'm telling you, the explosion is coming sooner rather than later. Okay, so I'll note that this is XRP USD chart on the screen. He says 1,000 days. That's because he's referencing back to the previous market cycle because that's what his chart's showing. So that is true, but you can easily draw it back to the market cycle before that. And then you've got almost 7 years, and then the number changes there. And that is referenced, you'll see in this video, by other analysts. So when you see 1,000 days, or if it's 2,500 days, whatever you see, that's the reason for the discrepancy. It's whether you happen to be charting just back to the last market cycle or the one before that. Because the truth is, it's been consolidating for 2 market cycles. The SEC attacked it. It did. That's what I understand. They sued Ripple, but still, it was effectively an attack on the XRP ecosystem and XRP holders. That was a major factor, folks. It just was. And so he reposted that and he said, XRP already up 32% from this tweet. And this is just the beginning. You're about to find out what happens when you've been pinching for 1,000 days. Now, he kind of teases the XRP community at times because, and you know, it's okay to joke a little. I mean, I don't like the trolling as much. That's not as fun for me if people are just being venomous or just complete idiots. I don't mind the teasing. So like he's had some fun teasing. I don't mind that about, you know, XRP. Is it ever going to go? That type of stuff. And obviously it's been suppressed for so damn long. When I see him talking like this, it's been suppressed 1,000 days. He doesn't normally talk like that. Just a thing I've observed. It stands out to me, and it's happening when all these other analysts are saying very similar things. In fact, TechDev, who I just told you, basically never talks about XRP. Not that I can recall, ever. Maybe he has, and I just don't. But look, he responded to 360 Trader. And he to that post, and he said, 7 years of squeeze is not to be ignored. And that is true. And it looks like what he's highlighting here in this image here, it looks like a Bollinger Bands. But you can't deny, like, it's going to break one way or the other, as I keep saying. Like, which way do you think it breaks? It can't consolidate, won't consolidate forever. We're in a bull market, though. So what is most probable? A break to the upside or the downside? I think upside. Then we had this from chart analyst Tony Severino, XRP USD chart on your screen. XRP 2-month candlestick is above the Bollinger Band basis. Typically, a large move follows. Large move follows? Where have I heard that before? Oh, from everyone, because they all seem to agree at a point where it really does make sense. I'd love to see this. And then he says, combined with a bullish LMACD crossover and the tightest ever Bollinger Band width, and we have the recipe for some serious strength. Recurring theme in this video, folks. Everybody that's a chart analyst following XRP more or less agrees, unless they're toxic Bitcoin maximalists or they show some sort of multi-year track record of irrationally hating XRP, and then they won't say stuff like this. In fact, they will disagree. But the ones who don't have a dog in this fight, and maybe they don't even consider themselves a part of the XRP community, some do, some don't, they're just shooting straight and they're like, yeah, chart says it's going to go. Well, color me surprised. Here's another one from Tony Severino. XRP 2-week Ichimoku. Third time ever breaching above the cloud produces the largest moves historically. Everything lining up, my friends. Then there's this from chart analyst Dr. Magic. XRP USD chart on the screen. He says, volume in Coinbase's chart is insane today, fellas. XRP is the toughest coin to predict in the short term, but I think breakout is legit. Now, friends, that is not something that is frequently said by any of the analysts that I follow. In terms of a legit breakout, like it's going to go, and I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just reporting on what analysts who I think are reputable are saying here. I don't pretend to know. I'm not going to make a prediction on the short-term price action, but my conviction is that so long as we do have a proper alt season, yeah, we're going to have that. Just based on historic precedent, because you don't have to be a chart guy to understand that, and I'm not. But you don't have to be to understand that. But here we do have, indeed, tons of chart analysts, as I'm highlighting, agreeing that this could be it. Like this very moment here. So we'll see. By the time you're watching, maybe it'll be more clear whether it was a breakdown or a breakup, because there could be, like, say Bitcoin needs to correct a little bit. Like it's had its best week in history. I mean, price of Bitcoin went up by what, like $22,000 in roughly a week? That's a little cray, you know what I'm saying? So if we need to have a little cool off period before we're zooming to the upside, and as a result, that impacts what alts do, including XRP, okay. That doesn't change my conviction if that happens, but it is interesting seeing that lots of analysts say, this really might be it. We'll find out. Let some time pass. We'll know sooner than later. Here's this from Charting Guy. He says, I don't think this one is a fake out, bros. XRP USD chart on the screen. Another analyst being like, this looks pretty legit. And you can see the trend line that he's drawn. In this case, it's going back to, it looks like a little before August of last year. Clearly breaking out above the trend line that he's drawn. Take it for what it's worth. I just keep seeing the same type of thing over and over again. Here's a chart analyst at Moonshilla. Holy S-word. Bears RF. You're welcome, parents. I just censored that for you. XRP bi-weekly breaking out of a 2,500-day consolidation pattern, just like 2017. So in this case, this is why what I was kind of referencing earlier. He's drawn the symmetrical triangle going back 2 market cycles. So you could have stopped here where 360 Trader was talking about, and that's fine. But he's like, it has been going back much further. And I've seen tons of analysts draw that. I've highlighted it on my channel many times. And he's like, breaking out. What do you know? Another analyst saying, looks like it's breaking out. Folks, these analysts don't normally say this. I know it's not a guarantee that this is the actual moment. I'm just telling you what I'm finding. I don't normally see this from them. I just don't. But here we are. Pretty exciting time. Then we have this from the great Matsby, chart analyst, XRP USD chart. He says, this is not a test. XRP monthly Bollinger Band expansion for the first time in years. This looks like the real deal, everyone. Look at that. Look at that beautiful green candle. And so it's not that it can't break out of that range for Bollinger Band, but given the state of things, given that we are in this bull market, won't be surprised. Won't be surprised if it's not a fake out. We'll see. Do you see why I've been so excited to record this video? This is not normally the case. If you've been following me for a reasonable amount of time, this is not normally what I have the pleasure of reporting in a video. This is potentially the moment where you see the first major, and even if not, again, XRP is clearly alive. I just showed you it's up 40 frickin' percent over the last week. Bitcoin's up 27%. XRP's outperforming, which is kind of the point that, what makes sense to, like I was talking about this in my last video this morning. That's the reason it makes sense to invest in XRP as opposed to Bitcoin. Well, in particular at this point, and I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just sharing my thoughts. There's so much less money in XRP to get a crazy multiplier effect. It does not take that much money flowing in. For Bitcoin, it does. Try to double the price of Bitcoin. It can be done. It probably will at some point. How much money has to flow in now? I don't know what the number is, but now imagine how much money has to flow in for XRP to get it to double. Way less, obviously. Came across this post from Crypto V. Not familiar with this analyst, but I thought I'd go ahead and throw this in because it's in line with just what I keep seeing from every analyst that exists. And he wrote, XRP 2-week volatility has ticked up and started to expand. This is the signal we've been waiting for. Lord have mercy. This will be one of the most violent and fierce moves of the bull run. So, folks, maybe the XRP can be the darling of this bull run just like it was in 2017 yet again. I'll not be surprised. There's this from Chart Analyst Dark Defender. He was simply highlighting XRP USD chart on the screen here. And he thinks that $1.03 is next. That's what he's calling it. $1.03. Then we have this from Chart Analyst Leb Crypto. XRP looking like it wants to go on its once every 6 months 100% plus pump. I have to imagine that there has to be a little bit of joking around or sarcasm or something because it doesn't literally go 100% every 6 months. Does it or does it? Maybe I'm just not. I'm not a chart guy. Maybe I'm just not recalling specific pumps that would meet that percentage. But I mean, obviously, I can think of what happened in July of last year with the legal clarity, and it did pump pretty close to that percentage anyway. But yeah, I mean, it'll jump every now and then, and it's fun to see that. And you always kind of hope maybe it's going to go a little more. But realistically, of course, if you're not in a bull run, it's not probable. It's almost 0%. And historically, it is 0%. It doesn't run to any sort of notable length, like new all-time high stuff, unless it's a bull run. But that's why this is so exciting, like this particular moment in time. So he thinks that makes sense as well. And then there was also this from Chart Analyst Crypto Insight UK. He was just highlighting XRP priced against ETH. And XRP ETH not messing around either. And there you can see XRP putting ETH to shame. Look, you'll love to see it. Now we need to see a continuation. So, I don't want to get ahead of myself ever, but it's reasonable to be excited here because there are exciting things happening. Be a human instead of a robot. That's perfectly fine. But it doesn't mean for sure this is the moment. I'm cautiously optimistic. And, given the analysts that I follow, knowing that they don't normally say almost the same thing all at once, like that's rare. In my experience, when they say this, when they come to conclusions this similar all at once, those almost strong majority of the time, those are the moments where it actually, whatever they think is going to happen does happen. It's not a guarantee. Sometimes the improbable happens, sure. But that's why I say I'm cautiously optimistic here. Perhaps it's about to get freaking buck wild. We gonna find out. XRP at 72.6 cents now as I wrap up this video. You love to see it. Now, you guys are in the future, so you know better than me, but I'll be checking in again soon. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.